Hey everyone, I'm Vikram Salunke and welcome to the Web Application Penetration Testing and Secure Coding. This is a video number 30 and we will continue to see session. Let's see session in a practical way. So we are inside /opt/lam/hashdog, that is our web root directory. Let's create a new directory, session 1. So sudo make directory session 1, give your password. Let's go inside the directory. Now let's create a file, index.php. Sudo touch index.php. Okay, now let's edit the code using Sublime Text. So this is our index.php inside a session 1. Let's write PHP code. PHP starts with this, ends with this. Now we want to start a session. For that we use a function session_start. So session underscore start, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Okay, so now session started. So now we want to save the value user Vikram. For that we will use global variable $_session. Inside a square bracket, let's give a variable name, that is user. Let's give value, that is Vikram. Now let's create another variable, session email equals vikram@vmaskers.com and with a semicolon. So we have created two session variables, user and Vikram, using a global variable $_session. Now let's just print session variables are created. Session variables are created. Okay, now before testing this code, make sure your Apache web server is running. Now let's go to our Kali machine and let's visit this web page. Now let's go to the vulnerable.app/session1/index.php. Now our request is inside the burp. So this is our request. Let's click on forward. And as we can see, the server is responded with the cookie and we are using PHP. So the variable name here is PHP session ID and this is a value. Okay, let's click on the forward. Let's go to the web browser. So we can see the message session variables are created. Now let's see the cookie first. So right click, click on inspect element, go to the storage. And as we can see, the PHP session ID is created with this value. Now let's write a code to retrieve the values from this session ID. So we are inside our session 1 directory. Let's create another file, sudo touch get session values .php. Okay, now let's write code using Sublime Text. Okay, now let's open get session values. Let's write PHP code. PHP starts with this, ends with this. Now in the case of a session variables are not passed to the new page. It retrieved using session start function. So if you want to set the session variable values or if you want to retrieve the session variable values, so you need to write this function session_start at the beginning of every new web page. And as we know, session variables are stored inside the global variable, that is $_session. Okay, and our variable name was user. Our second variable was email. So now let's print this value. First let's save this inside a variable. So user equals session_session user. That means value of a session variable user is stored inside this variable. Let's create another value, email equals $_session and email. That means this session variable email's value is stored inside this variable and with a semicolon. Print this value. So echo hi space, after that give $user dot your email is, okay, then dot, let's print email here. Let's end with a semicolon. Okay, so hi user, your email is this. Now let's test this code using your Kali machine. So this is our Kali machine. Let's go to get session values.php. Request is inside the burp. Now as you can see, our browser is sending this cookie because this cookie is valid. Let's click on the forward and we got the response back from the web server. Let's click on the forward. As we can see, this web page is retrieving values from session. That is, hi Vikram, your email is vikram@vmaskers.com. So Vikram was inside the session variable user and vikram@vmaskers.com was inside the session variable email. Let's go through our code once again. So first let's see how to start a session and save variables. So PHP starts with this, ends with this. After that we use the session start. Session started here. Then we stored the value Vikram inside a user variable. Then we created another variable email and we save value there. And we just printed the message that your values are set. Now let's see how to retrieve values. So this is the second web page. Our PHP code starts with this, ends with this. After that we use session_start because we want to retrieve the values. And we printed the value using session variable user and session variable email. So that's it for this video. I hope you understood how to set session variable values and retrieve those using a PHP. If you like this video, then don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you.